What is up, podcasters? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Branding Banter, where you can get all the nerdy news you need to know about. My name is Jeff Franklin, National Accounts Manager with Headwear USA.
Sarah, do you want to go?
Oh, I'm so used to you going next.
I know.
So, I'm Sarah Goshgarian Unruh, National Sales Manager at Stahls.
And I'm Meg Erber, Director of Sales at Performa. And we have a special guest today.
We do have a special guest today, Stacy Stahl from Sweeter Cards. Very excited to have you on.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
Yeah. So before we do an introduction, I do just want to say, this episode is sponsored, and we're brought to you by our good friends over at Alpha Broder. They're America's leading supplier of wholesale apparel, promotional products, and imprintable goods. And Alpha Broder products build brands, champion causes, acknowledge achievements, and offer limitless solutions. They carry more than 6,500 styles from over 60 brands of classic and trending products like wholesale T-shirts, fleece, drinkware, bags, journals, and more. Alpha Broder is empowering their customers to brand the world through market-leading service, products, and solutions. So be sure to check them out at alphabroder.com. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring today's episode. Stacy, why don't we first of all, hello. Thank you for joining us today.
Of course, I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. And why don't you just give us like a really quick rundown as to who you are and maybe how you got started in the promo business.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again for having me. Love all of you. I've followed you in your own ways, so really great to be in the little crew here. So I'm Stacy. I am the founder of Sweeter Cards. We are the greeting card and gourmet chocolate bar all in one. We started in retail. I had no idea about the promotional products market. We were printing our cards in the tens of thousands for retail stores. So we had birthday cards, Mother's Day cards. And then during the pandemic, I got all these inquiries from honestly distributors and direct customers. And they were like, hey, can we do these custom? We need to find a way to connect with our customers and our employees since we're not seeing them in person. And this is a great idea. So I think someone maybe from Halo reached out and asked if I could do 25. And I said, yes, even though we'd only printed like 40,000 the time before. And so I asked my printer, hey, could you just do 25? And he said, yeah, that'd be $50 a card. And I was like, oh, okay. So anyways, I knew I needed to figure this industry out. And I actually, just fun story, because I know we'll talk about Rupt, but I started to read articles on different entrepreneurs in the space. I saw one about Jason and Mike, and I just happened to pick Jason first. And I was like, I'm going to ping this guy and see if we can just offer some advice for a minute. And I didn't realize they were like the celebrities in the industry. And so honestly, Jason and I became very fast friends. And he was like, you know what, I'm going to help you here, do this, this, and this, connecting me to so many people. So we got a very fast start to this industry, and I owe it all to them. So that's how we got here.
That's super awesome. And, I'm actually really excited about this episode because I know as a supplier in the industry, I don't get to attend a lot of the education stuff. So I missed the pitch back in January at the expo. And I know that this podcast did cover the pitch post expo, and I'm honored to be sitting with the inaugural and the second pitch winners.
That's right. You guys are really
quite an impressive story you've got here.
What's that, Sarah?
I feel a little pressure now.
Yeah.
Transfers sound riveting. Let me tell you.
I didn't get to really experience any of the story, so that's cool. I didn't know you guys started in retail, and I didn't know that the connection with Rupt. So I'm super excited to hear the whole thing. But so obviously there's been some exciting news just recently revealed to the industry through PPAI's news link, and that was that you guys were acquired by Maple Ridge Farms. Yes. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. I'm so excited. I couldn't be happier. They are amazing people. And it's been a very, very exciting year. And this is just icing on the cake. I can't wait for where the brand goes within the Maple Ridge Farms team. And happy to answer any questions you have about that.
I will say, we said we were like a celebrity here. Like, Stacy, you have literally aligned yourself with some of the biggest names in our industry. I mean, Jason Lukash and Mike over at Rupt, and now Maple Ridge Farms. Like, we all adore Jody and Jamie and just everybody over there. So absolutely amazing. I think you first came into our lives this year during the pitch. I remember meeting you backstage, and I was like, oh my gosh, this girl is going to blow it out of the water. You absolutely killed it. your personality, the engagement, and I'm sure. So that happened first, and then the everything with Rupt, the partnership. Or can you explain and just kind of give us and our viewers, like, walk us through what that looks like from winning the pitch to now, so we can kind of what that storyline looks like.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know. I got an email from my rep at PPAI, and they're like, you should think about doing the pitch this year. I had no idea what the pitch was, but I'm all for friendly competition. And so I applied. It was kind of like a Shark Tank application. I had to send a video in, and I remember editing it and getting like a bright light to make myself, I don't know, I thought I was an influencer, sent it in, didn't think I was going to get it. And then I, heard back, you've been selected. And they sent me videos of what last year's, the year before, which Meg obviously know all about, those videos as examples. And I was like, oh my God, this is legit, I would call it a performance. Honestly, your pitch was so good. And I was like, okay, I guess I've got to really practice. So, I spent a lot of time crafting my pitch, and I went up there and did my thing, and, everyone loved it. There were 2 different winners, or there were supposed to be an audience winner, an audience vote winner, I should say, and then a judge's vote winner, and we won both. So, I don't know. I mean, I was pretty excited. But at the same time, I just told the story of, the idea, the business, what we're made of. And I'm very proud of every piece of the puzzle for this company. And I think it was just really nice for all that to be so well received.
Oh, that's awesome.
So before we go go ahead, Sarah.
Oh, I was going to say, well, I don't know if this is going to take you off of your question, but I was going to, from the outsider looking in from an acquisition perspective, I know the story of Maple Ridge. I've read their story. I've read your story online, but I'd love to hear from you. Like, why Maple Ridge? Like, why was this the partner for you?
So before she answers that, let me just preview that. So I want to back the breadbasket up just a little bit, because what is Sweeter Cards? I mean, I've looked it up. I obviously know what it is, but there may be people listening that don't know. Maybe they didn't hear the first episode of the pitch, or maybe they weren't there. So what is Sweeter Cards, and where did the whole idea come from first?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm in our call room right now. I actually did not grab a Sweeter Card with me, so you got to look it up online. But it is a greeting card that's fully customizable with chocolate inside. We also have cookies, and we've added other treats, and with Maple Ridge Farms we will add more, but essentially it's a 2-for-1 concept, and the best part for the promo space is just how much real estate there is to customize. So you can treat it like a greeting card where you're putting heartfelt messages in there, customer appreciation, employee appreciation, but you can also treat it like a brochure. So a lot of people are using them as trade show giveaways and sales collateral. They'll put QR codes inside. So we really just have some of the most customizable real estate in our industry. And the fact that it has the card component makes it feel really special as well. So I think we're a very impressive, intention-filled gift. And the industry is really taking well to it, instead of, hey, where can I imprint my single logo, on your item? We really can craft a message around your brand and what you are hoping to accomplish with the gift. So yeah, and, we have a lot of great things. I think I'm starting to get known for this, which I have to change it now, but I said on stage and got this like roar. I was like, we are woman owned. I am the woman. And everyone's like, oh, she's the woman, So now I say, we are woman founded. I am the woman. And so it goes over well. I think at this point, a lot of people do know that I am the woman, but in the moment, if you didn't realize and you thought I was just the sales rep, and now here's, so that helps. And we also have we employ adults with disabilities, and we are totally made in St. Louis, like everything. The chocolate's made here, the packaging, the cookies, our team with adults with disability, me, my kids, everything. So we're a very hyper local company. And so I think a lot of those components in our business, have been very well received in our industry.
That's awesome. And I know Sarah's going to talk. I was going to ask you later if you were still making like homemade, like hyper local chocolates and stuff like that, or if it was being transitioned to Maple Ridge. But so you guys are still making it then, correct?
Yes. Yeah. So we'll still be making it. Obviously, you guys know Maple Ridge has a ton of great food items as well. And so what we can fit in a Sweeter Card, we will. Give us some time, but we'll get there. And so absolutely will be the same great. I mean, everybody loves our chocolate. Like I do love it, but everybody loves it even more than I do. And so we'll still be doing that. We launched new cookies this year. So actually not everyone has tried those yet. So we had a version that was optimized for shelf stability before. And now it's like, nope, no more shelf stable. We're going fresh. They're baked on Monday, shipped on Tuesday. And
Love it.
We're keeping that.
All right. So back to Sarah. What was your question again?
Well, I know. So Maple Ridge, right? Like this was their first acquisition in 45 years. So that's huge, right? And from the outside and a reader's perspective, I can see why the stories align, but I'd love to know like where the alignment came from, why that was the decision for you from an acquisition standpoint, like this would be the partner for you from a growth perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. So, first of all, let me preface, this is my second company. So I started another company when I was 23. We got bought by a public company when I was 28. I started Sweeter Cards a couple years after that. And so I always knew when I launched this business that I would want to find a good home for it. So I'm a creator, I'm an inventor, I'm someone who has an idea and does it yesterday. And scaling a company, to have a team of 10 salespeople and that's not for me. So I always had it in my mind that I was going to grow this company to become well-known, well-loved, a great product, and a well-oiled machine. And then I would hope that someone would see that value and want to help grow it themselves. So just to say, I had been keeping tabs on companies in the industry who might be a good fit. And always Maple Ridge was like, they're probably the best one. But let's see how things shake out. I'm sorry, what'd you say, Sarah?
I said no bias, but I agree.
Oh yeah.
But.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad to.
Not to cut you off, but they at our convention, they were one of our sponsors, and so I literally brought home all these boxes. I've eaten all of it. There was like 3 or 4 boxes of this cinnamon toffee. It doesn't even matter. It's all gone. It's all in my stomach. And then the picture.
Yeah, I'm currently in love with like the chocolate covered chips. Like, oh my God, the sweet and salty is just amazing. So there's a ton and separate from just thinking that I thought they were great, I had heard so many amazing things about them, not just their products, but they as people, their character, their drive. So anyways, Jody came up to me at PPAI and she was like, listen, I have to tell you, I love everything you're about. I've been following your journey. I just wanted to introduce myself. And I was in my head like, same, and so, we had joked, I think a little bit about like, we have some overlap. And so the last thing she said was like, I will be following up, and I was like, great. And then she reached out to me, I don't know, maybe 6 weeks later. And she's like, hey, post PPAI, I'm ready to talk. I'd love to just get to know you and hear what you're doing. And so we hopped on that call, and honestly, it was just, it was like pure connection and like, me too, same. Oh, I love that part too. Just a lot of like, even to the down to like, she's got 2 sons and I have 2 sons. There was so much. I think we both come at what we do with like an equal amount of heart and mind. And that combination is really great. And so anyway, she was like, you need to meet Tom. And I was like, oh, Tom, let's go, Tom. Who's Tom? And she was like, it's our CEO. Okay. So the next step was talking to Tom. And I mean, I felt like I was talking to family. He and I have very similar spirits and I think personalities. He's obviously a man and in a different age range than I am, but I think we have very kindred spirits and approaches to business. And he's a storyteller. He's just fantastic. And the conversations flowed. There was not one moment where, I felt like this might not be a fit. I think that it just kept going and growing, and it was exciting. And so it worked out because we knew what we would, and here we are.
Well, congratulations. It's awesome. So, and I love to hear the synergies from a story perspective. And I know that I have received personally a Sweeter card from my dear friend Kate at Promo Shop. And so, so I've tasted
I saw those. I saw her do those.
Amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
So that was my introduction to it, was actually being a recipient of it. So I loved the concept, the messaging, and the chocolate too.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Well, we've had other conversations with other people in the industry, of course, competitors, this and that. And I really, I just felt this magic between us as people. And the thing that I care most about in everything I do is staying true to my integrity, my product's integrity, and just, just staying strong in what I love to do and what I love to produce. And they had the same. And I think there are other suppliers in the industry that have a little less passion. And I'm really hoping that, between the two of us, we just can keep growing in that kind of direction,
Yeah. I love that. And I was actually going to ask key factors, but then you literally just listed them of why, and it all makes sense. But this is I think it's going to be seen as a strategic move in our industry. I mean, you're enhancing leadership. You guys are two phenomenal companies that are merging together. How do you think this is going to impact the overall food gifting and promotional products industry? What do you think the long-term impact is going to be on this?
Great question. And I'm glad you see it that way, because I do too. One of the things I keep bringing up is how just incredible the faith that they have in such a young company is. I love the pairing of the fact that they are a 45-year-old legend in this industry. And I am this young, when I say I, the product and me, this young company who kind of nailed it, but has a million things to learn about this industry and all the deep relationships that Maple Ridge has. So it's just this perfect complementary partnership. And I think that the industry needs more of that, because you have a lot of suppliers who've been doing the same thing over and over with the same type of approach and the same type of, hey, this is the methods that we use and this is the product we offer, and that's it, And so for Maple Ridge to have seen that Sweeter Cards is offering something new and unique, and they were like, we want to be seen as that. Mm-hmm. We want, eyes on those types of products as well, is awesome. Another thing, just in general, Maple Ridge Farms has these luxurious, great, beautiful towers and baskets and gifts, and that price point's not low. It's an upscale product with a lot of components. And so, they were always looking to nail the under $20 category, which is hard to do with quality. And so Sweeter Cards has fantastic quality. And we are well under that price point. And so I think that was another thing for them to say, okay, we could do product development. We could find ways to make our current products smaller, but we weren't getting that same effect that Sweeter Cards was having. And so, in general, I think between the price point, but overlap in, it's, prestige, I think is kind of, was a fun thing. But also in general, I do think for the industry, like you're saying, some of these legendary suppliers who've been doing the same thing over and over need to find smaller scale suppliers and bring them into the fold and help them grow. I think that's very important.
Yeah. We talk about evolving and adapting to the market changes and consistently. And I think Maple Ridge has done a really good job of using this. They've been well known for 45 years, providing very good quality food that we love to eat, and cheeses and all this stuff, cutting boards, all of it. But they need to adapt, right? They need to evolve. What's new? What's going to differentiate themselves from all the competition that they have now, because they have some serious competition. Yeah. So I think this is a great avenue. I know our listeners are going to want to know where to go, and I already looked it up. You may know already, but if you do go to mapleridgefarms.com or just mapleridge.com and you click on categories, Sweeter Cards is the very first category that comes up. So, mapleridge.com/categories/Sweeter Cards. So definitely check them out. There's 3 products there. Do you guys have any other questions for her?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, I think it's a super smart, a super smart acquisition from Maple Ridge Farm standpoint. I think they obviously saw the uniqueness of the product that you were presenting, and not to oversimplify it, but it's a unique packaging opportunity for the product. It's so it helps in to sort of repurpose packaging, if you will. And I think it's really smart for them because it's, now they might even be able to reformat, some of the products that they're currently offering to then fit into the sweeter cards, or even offer that same sort of repackaging for some of their product. So I think there's a lot of crossover, and I think it was really smart.
Yeah, and I think to your point, as a smaller company, a growing company, resources are, I got to pick and choose what I focus on, and so having more resources, more, thought leaders, more knowledge, historical understanding of the industry, I think that's going to really help me innovate with them. So I am personally looking forward to learning so much from them and taking a lot of the risks that I wanted to take as an independent company, but with them. And they have already been so kind and fostering of, my spirit. And yeah, I mean, they're like 10 times smarter than me. So I'm going to be the one that learns more than they learn from me. But I think the opportunity is just so fun on both sides.
So as a an inventor and a creator, I'm sure you were part of that package of the acquisition. How long are you staying on board?
Oh, as long as we're having fun, I mean, I'm very passionate about growing sweeter cards. And like I said, initially, I think my growth was going to plateau without a partner like Maple Ridge, and so to me, we're just getting started with how far this can go. I know people love to throw out the word exponential growth, but that's really what I'm hoping for. And I want to see that through. So, I mean, I'm here. I'm
awesome. All right. Any other questions to wrap up, guys? Are we good?
Good.
This was awesome. Thank you so much. I loved hearing your story. So it's fantastic.
I'm grateful that you gave me the platform. I'm grateful the whole industry gives me the platform. It's been so fun and welcoming. So thank you.
Yeah, and a huge fan from afar. So I'm excited to get to meet you in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, until next time, best of luck, and we'll be seeing you. Take it easy.